What is happening, people? Welcome back to Hay Arquero episode 9. Episode 9, the Euro episode, as the Euros literally starts tomorrow. But before we get into the magnificent tournament that is the Euros, we'll get into a little bit of question of the day here at Hay Arquero, alright, fellas?
Okay. Let's go.
See what's up.
So, the question of the day, it's a would you rather. It's a little bit of a scenario.
Okay.
It's a bit of a popular one, so we'll see if y'all have heard it. But if you have, I still want to hear y'all's answers. So, would you rather have to, from this day forward, not like anything before, would you rather fight a chicken every time you get into your car, or have to fight just a straight up silverback gorilla with a sword once a year for the rest of your life? These are both for the rest of your life.
Give me the gorilla fight.
You want the gorilla?
Because I can prepare for it. I can mentally prepare myself
You're
for
taking on
it.
a gorilla
But
with a sword?
Like, here's the thing, bro. After a long night, like it's a Saturday night, I went out. I'm hungover the next morning, like Sunday morning. I don't want to go into my car and then find a freaking chicken like in the car seat. Like, no, I'm good off that. So I think I'm taking the gorilla fight with a sword because I can mentally prepare myself for it.
Dude, the gorilla scared me a little bit, and I was gonna say the chicken, but you won me over. I don't want to. I don't want to fight a chicken every time I get in my car.
That's what I'm saying.
Since we live in Houston, we are, driving our cars all the time.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's random, like at a random point of the year, you're gonna have to fight a gorilla.
Oh, is it random?
No, just once a year.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so I can
So you
mentally
know,
prepare it.
the day. Oh,
You know
okay. So
I can mentally
yeah.
and physically prepare for
I'm
it.
taking the gorilla.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
if it was random, that's a different thing. What would you do if it was random?
if it was random, that's a good question. I feel like if it was random, I would still go for the gorilla just because, like,
It could be tomorrow, bro.
yeah, it could be tomorrow. But you also have, like, I mean, I guess if you survive tomorrow, you have a whole year to prepare in swordsmanship and
Yeah, but then what if it's the day after, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's random. You don't know. Could be 2 weeks from now.
yeah. But
That's
fighting a chicken every time you go into your car, that's like
That is
multiple
more
times a
annoying,
day,
yeah.
bro. And then you're late to work, you're late to whatever you gotta do, bro.
Yeah.
Fight the chicken on the
However,
being late.
you can be smart and move to a place where there is good public transportation and never use a car.
Yeah, New York City.
It's something like that, and
Yeah.
then you technically don't have to fight anyone.
Nah,
So-
yeah. Just playing the system.
Yeah.
Here at Hay Arquero, but let us know the chicken or the gorilla
With a sword, by the way.
with a sword. But now that we got through that question, the Euros, what a beautiful tournament it is, right, lads?
Yeah.
It's in here, when you begin the season where there's gonna be international tournaments, it's different. Like it makes it a little bit better,
Oh, yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Where that even though there's gonna be, you're obviously supporting your club, but that everyone is working towards the same goal. I have to be at the best form possible so I can get called up for Copa America or the Euros.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got Germany, Scotland tomorrow at 2 p.m. our time.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be watching that for sure. What do you guys think? I mean, first match in Germany, obviously the hosts, they have to win surely,
Yeah.
but you never know. It's the Euros. That's the beauty of the Euros.
Yeah, I remember when Italy, I think, played Turkey in the last Euros for the very first game. I remember watching that match, and Italy actually gave a good impression, and they ended up winning it. So maybe this is a time where Germany, gives a good impression, and they ended up winning. We'll see what happens. What are some of your thoughts, Guillermo?
Nah, yeah. I mean, Germany is definitely a powerhouse going into this Euro Cup. They have a bunch of players, old, veterans, young, like superstars. Like it's a lot of it's a very diverse group. And going against Scotland, they got John McGinn, they got a couple of other players, but going up against that powerhouse at home, Germany. I mean, I'll just go over some of the players. We got a little segment planned out where we talk some of the best players or some of the ones that we think that we should watch out for some selected team. So for this German team, the first player that came into mind when I was putting up this list is Wirtz.
Yeah.
Just Leverkusen.
What a season.
Exactly. Yeah, he had an amazing season with Leverkusen. Leverkusen itself had an amazing season. He got 11 goals, 11 assists in 32 appearances in the Bundesliga as a 21-year-old, taking the world by storm.
Yeah.
So
Do you see the thing with Gundogan? But he said that even though he's the captain, like they have to adapt. He has to adapt to the younger players.
Yeah.
I think that it speaks about how good of a player he is, how good of a leader he really is.
Yeah. Gundogan, it's just somebody you want on your team, and that's why I really like when he talks in the press for like when he's talking about Barca or anything like that. But a very important note that I did forget to mention is as of yesterday, Alexander Pavlovich.
Oh yeah.
He was dropped from the Euros from the Germany list because he was sick with tonsillitis, and he's going to be replaced by Emre Can. Yeah. So yeah, that's a 20-year-old. You know, he played in the Bayern Munich. He actually came in.
Tonsillitis.
Yeah.
Actually, I had surgery for tonsillitis. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, when I was 7.
Wow.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was that bad. Like,
I mean,
no.
he was able to make his professional debut in November with Bayern Munich, and just like that, at the end of the season, he's got 30 million in value in his name.
Yeah, it didn't take you out, but it took him out of that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
So
that's sad because he was in the in the list of like starting 11s, like Portugal starting 11s for tomorrow. He was in that list because he's been killing it at Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
So sad for him. But Emre Can is a good substitution.
Yeah. So like I was saying earlier, a bunch of youngsters, Verts, but now we're going with a veteran, Toni Kroos.
Ooh.
This you gotta keep an eye on this guy, man. Like
last dance.
Yeah, literally the last dance. He literally said, "This is it. He's gonna win the or he won the Champions League, excuse me." And then last dance with Germany, and then it's over for him. And Toni Kroos, man, what a career! 492 club appearances, 109 for country, 1 World Cup, 6 UCLs, amongst a bunch of other trophies and stuff like that. But Toni Kroos, I mean, what do y'all think about his career?
Awesome, extraordinary, and it's gonna be crazy to see when Germany makes it. I think they're gonna make it to the knockout stages. That every time they play, it's going to be his last game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could be watching like the the quarterfinals, and that could be it. No more Toni Kroos for the rest of your life.
Yeah. In Germany, it's definitely gonna be a sight to behold.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, Vicente, talk to us about the format a little bit here. We do have a few third place spots in there that do make the knockouts. We talk a little bit about the knockouts.
So the pretty much it's a simple format to understand. However, there's only 6 groups for four countries in each group, and then the 2 best go through. However, the 4 best third places advance to the knockout stages, which means that a lot of teams that with 4 points could qualify. It's going to depend a lot on goal differential, which is a big thing, which is why I feel like if teams are only losing like 0-1 and they know they're not going to have a chance to even the match, they're going to park the bus because they don't want to concede more. That's not going to make the tournament as interesting, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, third place teams could surprise teams. I mean, we saw Portugal in 2016. 3 draws in the group stages was enough to send them through to the knockouts as a third place team, and they got it done. Yeah. Went all the way. So it'll be interesting.
It's been done before, but I just feel like with the talent that these European teams are having nowadays, it's gonna be really tough to not see one of these like big European countries to just take this Euro Cup for themselves.
Yes, but it's definitely France and England as the 2 favorites, and then honestly, all the other teams are probably just a tier below those 2 at the moment in terms of power in their lineup and their squad. But Vicente, I mean, talk to us a little bit about Spain. Speaking of powerhouses and teams that have kind of gone under the radar a little bit. Spain, of course, being one of them.
Yeah, Spain is in Group B. And obviously we come up with a Spanish generation. They won it in 2008, then the World Cup in 2010, and then won the Euro Cup again in 2012, which is something that Argentina may do, which is interesting to see if they are able to do that. But Spain, they finished, they lived the World Cup, the 2022 World Cup after losing to Morocco, right?
Yeah.
And they sack Luis Enrique, and they bring Luis de la Fuentes, okay? He's not a bad coach at all. However, he made some changes. He started dropping some players that were very crucial for Luis Enrique, and he allowed the young players to come in. The players that I want you guys to watch during this Euro Cup when you watch Spain, very first one of all, Lamine Yamal.
Of course.
He's only 16 years old, playing for Barca. He has scored 2 goals for the Spanish national team with only 7 caps. I mean, he's going to be wearing number 19. And I was on Twitter watching this comparison between Lamine Yamal and Mahrez.
Okay.
How they move alike. Like, their movements on the pitch are very similar. And that was just funny. That's definitely a guy that you want to watch when you're watching.
He's my pick for a young player of the tournament, personally.
Oh, okay,
I think he'll win that award.
Yeah, everything is in favor of him. Honestly, he's low key the face of Barcelona.
Yeah.
And now you got to step up in this big chance to do something for Spain. But the who I consider the player of the moment worldwide is Nico Williams. That's my second player to watch. Because there everyone's talking, is he going to stay in Bilbao? Is he going to go to Barca? There's so many pictures and videos of him around Barcelona players, which I think it's kind of dumb because, like, these guys can be friends, you don't have to stalk with someone to show that you're going to sign for some other team. But he's only 21 years old, 14 caps, 2 goals with the Spanish national team. He's a really talented player. It's most likely going to be him and Lamine Yamal on the wings. So you're going to have speed, but you are going to lack experience. So this is a time where they have to show, like, I'm ready for this type of challenges. My last player to watch for Spain, it is number 12, Alejandro Grimaldo from Bayern Leverkusen. Because I thought he was younger, but you guys know he's 28 years old.
Yeah, he was in Benfica for a while.
Yeah, I thought he was a little bit younger, but when I saw that he was 28 years old, with only 4 caps in the Spanish national team, I said, look, you had an extraordinary season with Leverkusen. You're going to stay in Leverkusen, or at least the most recent reports are showing that. This has got to be your time where you show that you're ready to be Spain's left back for at least the next 5 years. So you can be here for the Euro Cup and, get ready for the 2022 World Cup.
You can't help but think that's a little challenging, given that, like, in Leverkusen, he didn't play a traditional left back.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. But looking at his competition, it's either him or Balde, but he's injured, so he's not on the list. So I think this is a time where he's got to prove himself and show that he's ready for the challenge. At Leverkusen, like you said, because he was not a traditional left back, he had 33 caps with 10 goals and 14 assists. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's like a midfield numbers.
Yeah,
It's crazy. But yeah, those are my players to watch. And a player that I would have liked to see that is not on the squad for the Euro Cup is Pedro Porro from Tottenham. And don't take me wrong, he's obviously not going to start over Carvajal. I'm not saying that. But he's only 24 years old and only has 3 caps with Spain. And I feel like, Carvajal being 32 years old, and yeah, we have seen Carvajal that almost like age doesn't matter with the guy and he's always good. But when you have a player like Porro, a good right back, you can bring him in and kind of like put him under Carvajal's wing so he can teach him a little tricks, and stuff like that. He can like show him what he needs to be the future right back of Spain. Because right now, Luis de la Fuente decided to choose. He chose Jesus Navas over Porro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jesus Navas played in the 2010 World Cup final.
How old is Jesus Navas?
I think he's 30. I think he's 38-2 or something like that. 32. Yeah. Carvajal is 38 and 32, and Navas is 38.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is
so.
crazy.
Yeah, he had a good season at Sevilla, and they gave him this contract that's like, you have the same contract until you retire. Like, the same thing that Joaquin had in Betis. It's like, it's the same contract every year, and you only leave when you want to retire. Because you're a club legend, you deserve that, and good for him. But I felt like it was time for Luis de la Fuentes to go with young talent.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Pedro Porro.
100%.
Yeah, and the reason why I didn't choose Kubarsi, which you may be wondering, he's not in the list to play for the Euro Cup, but we will see him in the
Olympics. Yeah.
So I don't think it was fair for Porro, who's not going to be in either one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, there is an interesting group for Spain here. You got Croatia, Albania, and Italy. I'm going to toss it right back to you, Vicente. If you could talk to us more about Italy and their players and, just who was not in this Italy squad that should have been in there.
Dude, okay. This Italy squad is crazy because with Italy, they're the most random national team that I've seen in years. They're a team that can win the Euro Cup and then not qualify to the World Cup 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. But for this Italian national team, I would have liked to see Riccardo Orsolini. He played under Thiago Motta's Bologna. He's a right winger who got 10 goals and 2 assists in the season. And he was not called up, but guess who it was? Do you guys know who got called up for Italy?
Who got
Instead of him?
Yeah.
Okay, who was it?
Stefan Esharawi.
El Shaarawy.
But he makes a return.
31-year-old El
He's only
Shaarawy.
31.
Yeah, El Shaarawy makes a return to
I thought he
Italia's
was much
national
older.
team. Don't take me wrong. He has 31 caps for Italy's national team with 7 goals, and he had 33 caps for Roma, 3 goals and 4 assists. And yeah, he's a well-known player in the national team
Sure.
who is now going to be making a comeback. He did have a good season, but I think that if it was up to me, I would have liked to see, Orsolini, like I said. But, he's there. We'll see him. We'll see the cheeky haircut, legendary haircut. I know there's so many kids around the world who have gotten the same haircut just for him. But we'll see him. Another player that I would like you guys to watch during the Euro Cup when you watch Italy play is Federico Di Marco. Who I consider one of the best and most underrated left backs in the world, guys. Like, this guy is so talented. He does everything right. I mean that. He does everyththing right for Inter. He's 26-year-old, 19 caps, 2 goals. He's gonna be wearing number 3. Like I said, he does everything right for Inter. He fits the system because Inter play with 3-5-2.
Yep.
And Italy is gonna be doing the same thing. 3 center backs, and you're gonna have 2 fullbacks who are gonna go like up and down. Di Marco is the guy when you have that system. Last but not least, a player that you definitely have to watch, and I'm demanding this from you guys. It's Nicolo Barella.
Varela.
One of the best center mids in the world, guys.
Yeah.
He is amazing. 27 years old, already has 53 caps with Italy's national team and 9 goals. He's really important. He is a leader, and I have to ask, I'm gonna say this and tell me if you guys think I'm right or if you guys don't see it that way. But he is everything that Gavi could be in a couple years.
Okay.
You guys see like similarities?
Yeah.
Maybe not now.
Yeah, but
like
like,
Gavi's
in
developing.
like five years or something like that. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like he's everything that is Gabi is going to be.
Talking about play styles and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he's aggressive, but
Yeah.
he's good with the ball, and he can control the midfield. He can place a good pressure on the center backs, but he can also come back and sit in a low block.
Yeah.
He's a really good midfielder that you guys gotta watch.
Yeah. He's an absolute dog in the midfield. And Italy, man, they won it last time, and last time they went into the Euro Cup with like a winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
So another powerhouse European team in the cup. But on to Group C with yet another powerhouse.
Another powerhouse, yeah. Finalists.
England.
Is it a power?
Is it a powerhouse?
With some of the recent friendlies, oh, man.
Let
hey,
us know in the comments if you think that
I'll
he
give them the
plays.
benefit of the doubt. I mean, it's friendlies at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We'll see the real England on Sunday against
Yeah.
Serbia.
Gareth Southgate, the large player pool to get from. And there was a lot of names left out, man. There was Marcus Rashford was left out, Jordan Henderson, Jack Grealish. A lot of people were questioning that one. Personally, I'm not questioning that one. But the one that I actually am questioning is, I think, James Maddison.
Yeah, absolutely.
James Maddison, he was off to a good start with Spurs, man. Harry Kane had left, everything was looking good for Spurs. Started slowly falling off. Becomes he had an injury at the beginning of the year, kind of struggled to go back into form. So and he's unfortunately out of the final roster. He did play against Bosnia. He got 30 minutes. He played well, but it doesn't look like Southgate wanted to include him. You're 27 years old, and this guy was the guy that you English fans, they were talking about. He's gonna be the number 10. He's gonna be the playmaker. He's that midfielder that we have been missing and stuff like that. But out of the Euro squad, it's kind of tough for James Maddison. One can't help but think.
Yeah, the Rashford one you could kind of see coming form throughout the season, and just didn't have the best season at United this season, so you could kind of see that. But Maddison just, unfortunate with that injury.
And it's crazy when you look at the names that are out of the list. You're like, oh my god, who is even gonna play? But then you look at the list and you're really like, oh, that's why
makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because who else do you have as players to watch?
So to watch, I have what I think should be the front three, and then I have the Golden Boy. So I'll go with Saka first.
Same for France, yeah.
Yeah, Saka, after this is the perfect time to bounce back from last Euro. This is the perfect time to bounce back from this amazing season you just had. 16 goals, 9 assists, and 35 appearances. Saka. A lot of people best player in Arsenal, like best player in the Premier League, etc., etc. But it's his time now. And then right alongside on the other wing, Phil Foden, another young English, well, quote unquote young English guy. He's like 24 now.
Yeah.
But 19 goals, 8 assists, and 35, and it's gonna be just wing mania, just running down the wings and doing different kind of play styles, but all to serve the main man in the middle. The man that everybody is looking at, the
Sir
man,
Harold.
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane.
The pressure is on to win a trophy.
Yes,
My man.
indeed. It is time.
You do it now or it's never, man.
Yeah.
It's now or never, man.
Especially with this talent and last but certainly not least, Jude Bellingham.
Yep.
You know, this guy, he's took the world by storm. Champions League, Real Madrid, scoring all these goals when he played in the World Cup. Best midfielder for England. And now he's back, and he's the main man for the England squad.
He's the face of the English Federation of Football. It's crazy to think that way. But he's so young, but he is the face. Like, he is the guy. And, you know, going back to Harry Kane, there is no excuses now.
No.
Because you have the best generation that a player could possibly have. You know, and like I said, it's now or never. Man.
Yeah, and it's all the pressures on England for so many different storylines, for so many different reasons. I know these Brits wanted to come home for sure.
Yeah, and the good thing for them, you're not doing it at home now. Maybe like doing it in a different country makes it a little bit better, because when you play at home, like for example when they play against Italy in Wembley, you know that your whole country was in London.
Yeah.
And yeah, in some ways it's good, but when you lose, it makes it so much worse.
Yeah.
But now that you go to a different country where you don't know anything about the culture or anything like that, that makes it, that takes a little bit of pressure off.
Yeah, I mean, and moving on to for sure 100% a powerhouse into Group D. Jordy,
Yeah.
you want to kick us off?
Yeah, we got France. Les Bleus, allez les Bleus. Yeah, we got France, and I want to read out the whole squad real quick because oh my. So for goalkeepers, they have Areola from West Ham, Maignan from Milan, who will be the starter, and Samba from Lens. Defenders, you have Koundé, Klose, Theo Hernandez, Konate, Ferland Mendy, Pavard, Saliba, and Upamecano. Okay, crazy. Midfield, Camavinga, Yusuf Fofana, Griezmann, Kanté, which, a name that we haven't heard of in a while. So
Yeah.
good to see him back in international footage.
He's at Ali Tihad, right?
Yeah,
That's
Ali Tihad,
Benzema's
over
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You have Rabiot, Chouameni, and Zaire Emery. And
Crazy.
our attackers, you have young prodigy Barcola, Coman, Dembele, Olivier Giroud, and Colomwani.
Giroud still getting the call up.
Giroud getting the call up, and I think he should be the starter, boys. So for my front three,
Wow.
yeah, I think he should start over Kevin Durant. Yes, I do
Wow.
believe that he should start over Kevin Durant. So for my front three, if I were to start, if I were to pick my starting 11, it would be Mbappe, Dembele on the wings, Olivier Giroud at the 9.
Wow.
For
Okay.
my front three, and then for the midfield, I would have Camavinga, Chouameni, Griezmann. For my defenders, I would have Theo, Konate, Saliba, and I think I would start Klose over Pavard.
Okay.
I think
Did you guys
so.
see Klose banger in the friendly?
Oh,
the other
yeah.
day? That was crazy.
So from what I've seen recently through the friendlies, I'm starting Klose,
yeah.
and then I goalkeeper Maignan. So yeah, and then obviously for my players to watch, Kylian Mbappe. Recent Real Madrid signing, had a poor Euro 2020, but I mean at the World Cup he was in the form of his life. So hopefully we can see 2022 World Cup Qatar Mbappe show out at this Euro. I mean France, the favorite to win it all, possibly debatably I guess with them in England, but I think France is still overall the favorite here. Player that missed out in Nkunku.
Cool.
Due to the injury, I mean, he did recently recover and everything, but didn't get the call up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I don't think he showed enough in
He didn't
Chelsea
show enough.
to take the spot that maybe Barcola or Thuram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Nkunku unfortunately won't be at the Euro, but yeah, I mean this France squad it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a good little test for the players, but it's a good, challenge for Didier Deschamps.
Oh,
Because, if you're a manager, that's the type of challenge that you want to like, who do you play? Because everyone is so good. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know who you're going to play.
Yeah.
And that's something that we will definitely see in another team that we feel like it's worth watching.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Portugal under CR7
Last Dance.
could be his
Could
last
be.
year.
Yeah, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. I said Last Dance, but hey, he's looking in shape. I mean, we saw the banger the other day on his left foot in that friendly.
I feel like he's closing the curtains a little bit. Because he did say recently that he doesn't have much left. He's finally understanding that he doesn't have much left.
And it's okay.
I felt like that's okay for him. Like, because in the last interviews that he made, he's like, I want to play. I'm playing until my buddy tells me not to do so. And I was like, bro, chill out. Like, I get it. You're him, but you're not that.
Yeah.
You gotta let the other, the young generation of players that I know you're gonna be touching soon.
Yeah, no, definitely. But, I mean, for Portugal, players to watch, obviously, Bernardo Silva, unbelievable season with City. El Comandante, CR7, of course. And Vitinha, had a great knockout stage, in my opinion, with PSG. I thought he was really, really good.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And I think this is his opportunity, to shine at Portugal. Players that missed out. This was an interesting one. This was an interesting player that I'm surprised missed out on this squad, considering his Champions League campaign. And it's Rafa Guerreiro.
Wow.
He's not in the Portugal squad for the Euros. I felt like he had a pretty solid Euro run. And this back line. You have Dalot, Cancelo, Pepe, and Ruben Diaz probably as your starting four.
Pepe's still there.
Pepe's still starting, so I can understand why.
We may not see Ronaldo, but Pepe will always be there.
Yeah, Pepe, the captain for this team, probably him in CR7, or we'll see which one of the two. Probably CR7 actually. But yeah, you can see why Guerreiro didn't get the call, I guess. But still, I would have liked to see him in this squad.
I have a question. So in 2022, we obviously didn't see, or prior to the 2022 World Cup, we didn't see the best version of Ronaldo, and that's why when the tournament started, even though he was started,
shaky,
then he started to go into the bench, and they allowed other players to come in and play, like Gonzalo Ramos and other players.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is going to happen? Because he's been killing it in Saudi Arabia, and he deserves to start. Obviously, he's a legend, and I think he will start. But do you guys think that we may see Ronaldo come off in some games?
Yeah, possibly. More than likely, yeah, I do think so. So I'm going to read you the list of the forwards real quick that Portugal called up here. So we have Bernardo, we have Ronaldo, obviously. We have Diogo Jota, we have Conceição from Porto.
Yeah.
We have Gonzalo Ramos, Joao Felix, Pedro Neto, and Rafael Leao. So I think from that list, I think the three that start, in my opinion, are Bernardo, Leao, and Cristiano.
Yeah.
But Cristiano, I could see him getting subbed off for Joao in minute 70,
Maybe something like that.
But yeah, I think something like that could be possible for sure.
I would like to see him take more of that role, given his personality and stuff. He might not want to, but it would be infinitely better if El Comandante gets subbed on at the 45th when they're 1-1 and ends up scoring the second goal to win the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what I feel like his role should be, and because that's what I think that his role as a player for this Portugal team needs, that goal scorer, that when you need a goal, when you just need to strike and change that full-time score line, you'll need somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, and it benefits the squad because if you think about it, if you have young talent playing up top during the 90 minutes of the match, or at least 70, defenders will get tired. And essentially, when you can bring Ronaldo on in the knockout stages, say they make it, when you go to extra time, a guy like Ronaldo is everything you want because he has the experience, and that if he has a 1v1 against a keeper, he will most likely score those. So that could be an option, and I would like to see that happen.
Yeah, definitely a team worth watching as well. Very good midfield as well. You have Bruno, you have Ruben Neves, you have Vitinha, you have Palhinha. Very good options at midfield as well. So this Portugal team for sure is going to be one to watch, and one that will be probably swept up under the rug, but could make a deep run.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of the talent that we would like to see, and some of the talent that we will also be missing, unfortunately, because they didn't get called up.
Yeah.
But now something that we're really good at, or predictions. Throughout these 9 episodes, we have made some, predictions about, Champions League and other stuff, and we have been terrible. To be realistic, I don't think any one of us has gone at least one correct. Well, no. I was thinking I got someone in the Champions League final, but no, I had Bayern. Yeah, I had Bayern. I had Bayern and Barca.
Arsenal, because I remember that for the first episode you had Bayern beating Arsenal, and me and Guillermo had Arsenal beating Bayern.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, I had my hopes on in there, but yeah, after that I got cooked. But yeah, we got our predictions, so we're gonna do it by group. We're not gonna get into detail about the knockout stages. We're gonna do it by group and like who's gonna be the best two, and then who's gonna win it all.
Yeah.
If you think that someone's gonna be third and then win it all, say it. I doubt that's gonna happen, but if you have it that way, say it out loud. So first of all, I'm gonna read the group out to you guys. So we touched a little bit about this, but let's go a lot more in depth. So in Group A, we have Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland.
Yep.
Group B, we got Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania.
Yep.
What I consider the death group.
No,
definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Group C, Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, and England. Group D, Poland, Netherlands, Austria, and France. Group E, Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, and Ukraine. And finally, Group F, Turkey, Georgia, Portugal, and Czech Republic.
Yep.
So those are the groups, and now let's go ahead and throw it out to you, Jordy. Who do you think is gonna make it out of Group A?
Okay, so Group A, I think that Germany will finish first. I think Switzerland will finish second.
Okay.
And then I think Scotland will finish third and
Okay.
advance to the knockouts as one of the third place teams.
Yeah.
So I think and then Hungary will get last. That's my prediction for Group A.
Yeah.
Guillermo, what do you think?
That's the same for me. I was gonna say Germany into Switzerland and Scotland. In terms of getting past as one of the better thirds, I mean, I guess we won't really know, but I do have Scotland going into the third spot.
Yeah, Germany and Scotland for sure. I don't know what's gonna happen. That's for me.
Yeah.
Like Germany and Scotland.
Okay.
I don't think
You
Switzerland.
think Scotland will get second?
Yeah.
Over Switzerland?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I think they're in a better momentum. At least like the players, the most relevant players are in a better momentum. Now that transitioning to the death group, and let's spend a good, let's make a good debating here. Unless we all agree, I don't know if we're
I
gonna
don't think
agree.
we will.
But I'll start this since I covered this two teams, Spain and Italy. I think Croatia is the only team that's gonna for sure advance.
That's what I said.
Okay, yeah.
I think they finished first.
Okay, yeah. I don't want to say first or second because I really don't know. But
Tough.
the one team that is for sure gonna advance is Croatia because they know how to play this tournament.
Yeah.
They know how to prepare for this. They know how to approach every single game and every single half of each game. Like they know how to prepare for this. They're a really good squad, and this might be Modric's last tournament
No, the last
with
dance.
the national team as well. Unless he wants to play in the 2026 World Cup, which that will be unbelievable. But I think Croatia is definitely going to go through, and I will go with Spain a second.
Okay.
Spain a second.
Because, like I said, Italy is a very random team, and I could totally see Italy go from winning it in 2021 to getting out of not even making it into the groups.
Yeah.
But I could also see Spain really struggling due to like inexperience.
Okay.
And like in these kinds of situations and stuff like that. I mean, obviously the World Cup was different and stuff like that, but against like Japan, it was like these little margins that you just needed to kind of like experienced players for that. And I feel like the Spanish roster doesn't really have that.
Okay.
But with that being said, I do think that they'll pass. I think it's definitely a group where it's like the first three will pass. And so Croatia, I'm gonna go Croatia, Italy, and Spain.
Croatia, Italy, and Spain is third?
Yeah.
Wow.
Spain
Okay.
is third. Okay, yeah. So I had Croatia first.
Wow.
Croatia first, Spain second, Italy third with 4 points, making it through as the second third place team, and Albania last.
Yeah,
For-
Albania. I mean, this group and give me vibes of Costa Rica in the 2014 World Cup.
Yeah.
It's like
Maybe.
no one
You
thinks,
never know.
No one thinks about them, but maybe they will make it. But no, I doubt it. At least the numbers
Yeah.
indicate that they will not make it through. But transitioning to Group C, a very
Interesting.
interesting group where I think some underrated teams in
Yeah.
here.
Passion teams is
yeah,
what I call
Some
them.
passion.
So
teams.
Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, and England. Obviously, I think England, you're gonna put them as first.
We should
But-
put them as first.
We should put them as first. But I'll say, in the a team that was really attractive during the 2022 World Cup was Serbia. I
Serbia.
remember them playing against Brazil, and
Yeah.
I was like, this team is not bad at all. Like they know what they're doing. The players, they're very physical.
Mitrovic. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a very physical squad that knows what to do with the ball, and I don't think Denmark is doing as good. So I think I have England and Serbia going through.
Okay. I mean, obviously England. I will also have them going through. I wouldn't count out Denmark just yet. I do agree that Serbia is a force to be reckoned with, and I also think that they're gonna be second place. But I don't think we should count out Denmark just yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with England first place, and I'll also go with Serbia second place. Denmark third, Slovenia bottom of the group.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, like I don't. Other than Group B, I think it's pretty much settled.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think there's much debate for Group C.
Yeah. Transitioning to Group D, you know, Poland, Netherlands, Austria, and France. You guys remember in the 2022 World Cup how France started losing 1-0 to Australia?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh my God, no way! Is this really gonna happen?"
No.
But no, I mean, this team is in the form that the players are in. Everyone's locked in.
Yeah.
I think, especially after what happened in the World Cup final, even though you lost to Argentina, and the impressions that you left in the match, like in the first half, I feel like this generation still has so much. It's like hungry for more, and they know that they have to do it because especially because the base of this team is Madrid players, and Madrid players is almost like robots that are like pretty much programmed to always win and to always want to have that desire.
Yeah.
So I have France and the Netherlands. Surely, I think the Netherlands is a little bit underrated, and they can do big things. They have a great squad. Unfortunately, Frankie de Jong is going to miss the tournament because of his injury. It's not as even though they claim that his recovery was doing better than they thought, but he is going to miss the tournament. So I think those two are going to be the best teams in the group.
I feel like France for the past I don't know, maybe a little bit less than a decade, they've been the favorites to do anything that they're in, man. Like, and it's not even like, oh, there's this one player that's just like amazing and has been amazing for so many years. No, this entire roster, even if it's new every other tournament, it is still amazing and still one of the favorites. I mean, not putting France in first place. I mean, to be fair, this isn't necessarily the easiest group either. Like Austria has got a couple of good players. The Netherlands, like how you already went over Poland, Lewandowski and company. Yeah. So, but again, I would have France and then the Netherlands.
I have France first place, and then I have Poland.
Wow.
Second place. I think Poland takes over the Netherlands, beats them, and I guess that second place spot in the end, leaving Netherlands and Austria out.
Well, you think this is the time where Lewandowski can actually do a big thing with the Netherlands? With the national team, because he lately he hasn't been able to do big things
with Poland
with the team. Like in the like in the 2022 World Cup, he was happy that he scored a goal, but that was it. Because they knew they weren't gonna make it through, and they ended up doing so. Honestly, I felt like they were battling against Mexico, but they were not as hopeful. It was more like Mexico because of the whole situation with the team, and the manager. They weren't able to go through, but they kind of find themselves in the knockout stages, but they had to face France. And obviously, Mbappe could cook them, but. Hopefully Lewandowski can do something good for this team.
Group B, maybe the least attractive group on paper, if we're just being honest here. I mean, you have Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, and Ukraine. For me here, I think it's Belgium, and I'm going to go with Ukraine, second place.
I can't help but think that Belgium is going to win their group and somehow be the first in the FIFA rankings. Like they
always sneak into number one somehow.
They can lose 10 games in a row and still
be number one.
Yeah, number one for some reason.
I mean, they had the quote-unquote golden generation, which is now over.
Yeah.
And there's a completely different roster, a new roster, but still capable roster at that. So I am agreeing with the first place Belgium, and then Ukraine. You can't sleep on them. Good players and good teams and good leagues.
Modric.
Yeah. Modric, Zinchenko, Lunin, and countless others as well.
Yeah, Belgium and Ukraine for sure. The other two, I feel like they're just in Germany to shop around. Just visit town, because we're not gonna see much from those teams. But finally, Group F, we got Turkey, Georgia, Portugal, and Czech Republic. Another group that's not as interesting, however, there is a superstar in Georgia that will be seen.
Oh yeah,
Kvaratskhelia. In Turkey, Arda Güler too. There's specific players in these teams that you gotta be in the lookout for. I think Portugal is gonna for sure dominate, and it's gonna come down to Turkey or Georgia. Which one of those players is able to take their country to the next level I think it's gonna be Turkey. I feel like they have more experience in this kind of tournaments compared to Georgia or Czech Republic.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I mean, Portugal, we already went over the powerhouse that they are, but Turkey, they just have that experience and the consistency in the roster as well. And Georgia, kind of just relying on an individual skill, you know what I mean? And that's just not enough for a Euro Cup.
Orlando Karanoglu from Inter will be playing for Turkey, so they have a really good midfield.
Yeah, for sure. I got Portugal first place, and then Turkey second place, Georgia in third place. I think, but this is a close group because even the Czech Republic could sneak some points in here. So I think this group will be close, and I think that a team here will end up with 4 points in third, like Georgia, and make it out. So I think they make it out as like a third place team, and then it's 4 third place teams, I believe. So my final third place team would probably be the Netherlands. I would say if the Netherlands can sneak it to third in Group D, because I don't think they finish second personally. But if they get third, then I do see them possibly.
The format also helps the fact that we don't really know how the knockout stages are gonna be like.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit better compared to Copa America, where
We know.
pretty much what's gonna be like, who's gonna play where and stuff. That's why.
Messi could be in Houston.
Yeah, and that's why I already got those tickets to see Messi in Houston. Please, Chile or Peru, don't do me like that.
Please
Yeah,
finish
please.
first, Argentina. Please.
Please.
I need you to finish first.
Yeah, I mean, if they're second, they'll play in Dallas.
I'm still down.
Yeah, but I don't have ticket for that.
Yeah,
I don't want to
you'd
pay.
have to sell
Yeah.
yours. And then,
Yeah. So, but going back to Euro Cup, I mean, this format is gonna make it very interesting to see how things line up in the knockout stages. And talking about the knockout stages, Guillermo, tell me, we're gonna come back to this. Who's
Okay.
gonna win it all?
Who's gonna win it entirely?
Yeah, who's gonna win
We
it
don't
all?
know the
Or
knockout
do you
stages
guys wanna
yet, so
do
we
you
can't-
guys wanna say predict semifinals or something like that?
No.
No, let's just do the winner
Yeah,
for now
just-
because we don't really know the
Yeah, we don't
fixtures.
think
So-
how the bracket is gonna look like.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of powerhouse teams as we've been going over with, but my pick is actually going to be Portugal. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
I feel like as much
It's not
as
an awful take.
yeah, I feel like as much as they're not a dark horse in the grand scheme of things, considering the other teams, I feel like they low key kind of are. I feel like you can't really count them out. El comandante, the consistency in the roster,
Power of friendship, maybe.
the power of friendship, the last dance. I feel like they're a force to be reckoned with. I feel like also people are not really considering them to be in this top conversation. That's why I have to give them a shout.
You're putting back Ronaldo in the GOAT debate.
Okay, well, I didn't say
If he wins the Euro.
Yeah, because if he wins 2 international trophies like that, 2 Euro Cups, many people will put him back in the GOAT race.
conversation.
I mean, if they want to have the goal conversation, that's
Messi would
fine.
have to win Copa America
It will be
again.
so funny. Because I don't know. I assume because the Euro Cup is starting earlier than Copa America, they will finish early as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be so funny. Portugal wins it, and then a couple weeks later, Messi wins Copa America, and everyone.
We're back on top.
Yeah.
I mean,
that would be crazy.
if Portugal actually win it, I would be assuming that Ronaldo would be taking that kind of goal scoring getting subbed in kind of role. So it would be more of a team effort. But I mean, I know people like to talk, and I know the goal conversation will never be over. So yeah, why not? Let's just. I have Portugal winning it all.
How about you, Jordy? Who's winning it all?
Give me England winning it all. Sir
It's
Harry
coming
Kane
home.
will
It's coming
finally put his hands on some silverware. He will lift that trophy. Yeah, it's coming home.
It's coming home.
Yeah.
Okay.
For his sake, for that entire country's sake.
I think it's coming home.
Yeah, finally for Harry Kane. If I have to pick a winner of the 2024 Euro Cup, I have to go with Germany. I think it's actually.
I never said France, huh?
Yeah.
No, I think everybody thought we were gonna pick France. That's why we didn't pick France.
No, I France. I think that the only way that France can win it is if Germany's eliminated before, because I feel like Germany will beat France at some point in the tournament. But yeah, Germany. I mean, it's a team that is full of experience and young talent that is hungry.
Yeah.
They have the best, or who I consider the best center back in the world, who is Rudiger. Manuel Neuer probably playing his very last tournament with the national team, unless he wants to stay for 2 more years for the World Cup. But I think Germany has good chance to win the Euro Cup, and it's something that they need. This generation of German players needs a win like this.
Yeah.
Home
for sure.
soil as well. So
Yeah.
So it would be special, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony
But
Kroos.
now that we have said who's gonna win it, we gotta transition who is gonna be the superstar. So you're already touching Ronaldo. You know, I mentioned the experienced guys like Rudiger, Jordy. Who is gonna be the best player of the tournament?
Player of the tournament for me will be Harry Kane.
Okay.
Harry Kane will be player of the tournament. He's gonna get the most goals, most assists. England's gonna come out on top. I have Harry Kane, and then for young player of the tournament, like I said earlier, Lamine Yamal.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna include a dark horse, like a team that's not supposed to go far, but I think will sneak into the semifinal at least. Croatia. I have
yeah.
Croatia finishing at least in the
But
semifinal.
is that even surprising?
No, I
it-
think at this point
Like
it is, but it's not.
everyone is like, oh my god, look at Croatia.
Yeah.
But then look at Croatia
But
the
then
other year, and
Croatia,
then the other
and
year.
then the other year. You see them
They're
consistently
always there.
finishing at least in the semifinals or quarterfinals.
Yeah.
They took out Brazil and Qatar,
Mhm.
and people were surprised, but people weren't surprised at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, it's-
But those are good
Croatia.
takes, though. Those are good takes.
Yeah.
And it is true. Like honestly, England winning the whole thing without Harry Kane like balling.
No, yeah, he's got to get like 10 goals or something like
Yeah.
that. Get that golden boot.
Yeah. How about you, Guillermo? Who's gonna be the best player of the tournament?
Damn, bro. Best player of the tournament is tough. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'll give you. Okay, I'll do young player first. And I mean, I'm we can count him as he's young. Yeah, I'm gonna say Jude Bellingham. Pretty obvious,
Okay.
but I feel like.
Well, I actually don't know what the criteria is for it, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to give him a shout because this is him playing in England. This
Yeah.
is not him playing in Real Madrid. Like this is the Jude Bellingham that we all quote unquote fell in love with. So like he's gonna be balling out, and he's gonna be an outstanding midfielder for England. And if England do win it, it's gonna be Jude Bellingham bossing that midfield.
yeah.
It's crazy that you have Portugal winning it all. And if that case, I feel like the media will kind of push, or the whole narrative will push that the best player of the tournament to be Ronaldo.
Yeah,
So that's a little bit surprising
Yeah.
there.
I mean, yeah, but
that's why I picked like Harry Kane.
Yeah.
I have England winning it all, so it makes sense. Harry Kane will lead them. He'll have most goals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the narrative and stuff. But like,
But it's possible for sure.
plus,
Yeah.
like that's the media. Because according to my take,
Yeah.
Okay, I know. I got
if
you.
I no,
It's your personal.
Yeah.
yeah, because like if I think if the way I think Portugal are gonna win is by Ronaldo not being
it's like
the main guy.
the team contributing more than Ronaldo
Exactly.
contributing.
But we all know the media will form it in a
Yeah.
way where Ronaldo will be the best player.
yeah.
But to support y'all's claim, I'll go with the best player Ronaldo. But I did want to give a quick shout out. I don't think he's gonna be the best player, but I think he's gonna be a player to absolutely keep an eye on, and also think he's gonna surprise people.
Okay. Cool.
Kai Havertz.
Wow.
Yeah, let me explain myself. So
He's playing the 9, yeah.
yeah, he's playing the 9, but not only is he playing the 9, he's with Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann is a coach that we know he likes to play around with his formations, with his players, with his positions. And Havertz is somebody that can he can be a comodín. He can play different kinds of positions at the 9, in the midfield, or whatever you want him to do. And I feel like he'll really excel.
Yeah.
He'll really excel in this Euro Cup.
Definitely, he's the type of player that you want in your team, and then he's been under the radar in this kind of Arsenal squad. But I think that I said Germany is going to win it all, and I think because Germany is going to win it all, Toni Kroos is going to be the best player of
Best
the
player in
tournament.
tournament.
Yeah, he's going to retire once again, winning the tournament,
With
lifting
glory,
the cup,
yeah.
and with the award.
Winning the
And-
Ballon d'Or.
No, I don't think it's enough. I don't
Oh,
think
you
it's
don't think so?
No, I think it's gonna be one of those things where it's most likely gonna be 3 Real Madrid players,
Of course.
and then each one of them is gonna be interviewed, and everyone's gonna say Toni Kroos, but then they will give it to someone else. Because Toni Kroos, such a legend.
Yeah.
He's a baller, and I think he's gonna be the best player of the tournament. Young talent, I'm not gonna say Lamine Yamal. I'm gonna say Nico Williams. Like I said, he's the player of the moment. Like
Yeah.
everyone's talking about him,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's gonna give him the fuel that he needs to step up and settle down in that position for the Spanish team. He is definitely gonna be the young MVP or the young talent of the tournament. But now, the best part of this conversation is who's going to disappoint. It can either be a team or a player, but who is someone who for sure that is gonna come in and everyone's gonna be like, look at this guys.
I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
Player to disappoint. Harry Kane.
Wow. You're gonna do Jordy?
I'm gonna do Jordy like that.
That's crazy.
Because Harry Kane would be unbelievable.
I feel like it can really be either your take or my take.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There's no in between.
Yeah,
Like,
there's no in between.
Yeah, no, I agree completely.
So that's why I had to put him in this conversation for sure. Because man, the cameras are pointing. Everybody is looking this way.
Yeah.
It's now or never.
It's gonna be Maradona in 1986 or Higuain for Argentina in 2016.
in 2014 in the
Yeah, there's no in between for Harry Kane, but I see where you're going. I feel like it's a possibility.
Yeah.
And talking about the media narratives, that could definitely be a narrative in this Euro Cup where he's not really doing well and everyone's just gonna start trashing him.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be sad for him because he is one of the best strikers of this generation. So it will be sad to see something like that happen. Jordy, who do you got, a player or a team?
Team that will disappoint. I'm gonna go with Italy. I just don't see.
Okay.
I don't know. Not feeling it. I don't see Italy getting. I think I have them getting through the group, but I don't have them going far in the knockout. I think they go out first round or second round at most.
Yeah.
So I have Italy as the disappointment of the tournament.
Yeah.
What about you, Vicente?
I'm gonna go with a player, and I think a player that is gonna disappoint in this Euro Cup. I had two. So the first one that came to mind, it's sad, but I have Pedri. I think Pedri is going to disappoint.
I can see it though.
Like
it's possible.
Hey, don't take me wrong. In the 9 international friendlies that we will get there, we'll cover Mexico and other teams. He played really well, and Luis de la Fuente is saying like, "Oh, the best version of Pedri is coming back."
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have a feeling that when it matters most, he's not gonna do as well. And then people are gonna come back saying, start saying that he's not the same because of the injuries and so on. So I'm gonna have to choose between Pedri and Mbappe.
And
What
Mbappe.
about for team? Like if you had to pick country.
Team, I'll say France.
France.
But it's not like they're gonna flop. They're gonna be a flop. But I don't think they're gonna win it.
Yeah.
Which makes it a flop.
Which makes it a flop
in
for
terms
them.
of in regards to their standards and their
expectations,
players and their
yeah.
expectations. So it's not a big flop, but I don't think they're gonna win it. But yeah, I think Mbappe and Pedri, they're not gonna do as well. I think Mbappe is gonna finish the Euro Cup, thanking God that he has signed for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Seriously.
This is a different time for Pedri because before it was like Pedri, the youngster has played so many
He didn't have
games.
pressure. Now he does.
Yeah, like he has to put this team on his back at this point. Like, and that's kind of crazy, considering like his experience. Like he's not even like old. Like he's still pretty young, I would say.
Yeah.
So, but it's definitely gonna be very interesting to watch. The Euros, man.
Yep. That does it for us with the Euro Cup. Let us know in the comments who do you guys have, who's gonna be a flop, who's gonna be top goal scorer, top assister. Just talk in there. Just let us know. But now there was a lot of action in terms, when obviously teams want to be prepared for this tournaments, Copa America and Euro Cup, and we had international friendlies.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a big match that we had was Mexico, Brazil at Kyle Field in College Station,
You were there,
Texas.
Vicente?
I was there. It was pretty fun. The crowd, the whole place in general, College Station, North Gate, bars and everything. It was pretty fun just being there. But the game itself was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Brazil scoring in the third minute, and I was like, oh my god, this is terrible. This is gonna be another Uruguay type loss. And then Brazil, if Brazil scored another one in the second half. But then things changed because Mexico started with the lineup, and we will get into that, because I'm gonna ask you. But Mexico came in with the starting 11, whereas Brazil, they made some rotations because the manager was trying to test the players. And then in the second half, they put Vini and they put Endrick, who is so short. You guys don't understand how short this guy is. He is like a minion there, bro. It's crazy compared to other players. Like I saw Gabriel, I saw Militao, and then I saw Alisson.
Yeah.
And then Endrick passed by during the warm-ups, and I was like, what? Like, it made no sense.
Yeah.
But yeah. Excuse me. When Vini and Endrick came on, I was like, okay, this is over. But turns out Mexico takes possession, starts controlling the ball, starts creating, and they started, creating danger after danger, and they scored 2 goals,
Yeah.
and they're back to it, and the crowd is going crazy. It's like, oh my God, we're gonna do it. We're back. We're so back. Like, this is our Copa America. And then Bini just sends across, and Endrick just hits it in front of Edson Alvarez, which is like standing there.
Yeah.
And then I feel like everyone left the stadium happy, except for how hot it was. But that's a different thing. But like, Mexicans were happy about the performance, and then Brazilians obviously were happy about the result. But since I have a Mexican next to me, I have to ask you, what are some of your thoughts about this match? Because it was a pretty exciting match.
Yeah, I mean, the match was good. 2-3 result against Brazil. We take those. Especially considering after the 4-0 loss against Uruguay. Like, that was tough. And that one looked like it could only go up from there. That's what we saw. Mexico against Brazil. The lineup that Jimmy used, I wouldn't say it's our best possible lineup. I still think that he was still trying to play around with like different players in different positions. Like, he was playing Edson like a lot more of a center back role than like that midfield role, because against Uruguay he kept on going up and then he made a mistake. So he's still kind of playing around with it. With that being said, though, we played our game, and it was kind of like, bad at defending. It's kind of really where we're at, but we were able to fight back from 2-0 down, and that's probably the biggest takeaway. Jimmy's team, this roster, they want to change, and this is a good start. We were actually able to see Jimmy's process kind of starting, and at least take a direction, and at least give us a glimpse of what we're to expect, or at least what they want to expect in La Copa America. Then just going against Brazil, it's a really good team. But they actually ended up tying against the United States, 1-1 with a Pulisic free kick goal.
Tell me about that, Jordy. When you watched that match yesterday, what are some of your thoughts? I mean, like the Pulisic goal, Rodrigo scoring a banger, like.
Yeah, even the opportunities that the U.S. had in the second half to kill this game. They had opportunities to win this game. And, I mean, impressive from the U.S., honestly. Not a lot of possession for them, but they were able to create opportunities with the little possession that they had through their counterattacks. So a fairly good system from Greg going into this matchup, for sure. Pulisic doing his thing. I wasn't really impressed with Pepe. I think I need to see more from Pepe in these types of matchups if he wants to earn that starting 9 spot for the U.S. But, yeah, I mean, overall, fairly impressive, for the U.S. And
it is a great way to bounce back, because the same day that Mexico played against Brazil on Saturday, the United States played against Colombia. And I have to say something. This proved something that South Americans have been seeing, that it's like Brazil is not top 3 in South America at the moment. Yeah, obviously legendary squad.
Colombia's in better form.
5-time World Cup champion, but right now it's Argentina, or I don't. This is not like in order, but it's Argentina, Colombia, Uruguay. Those are the top 3, and it showed, because I read so many things on Twitter about Americans like trashing the players about this loss. And it's like, dude, you're playing against a top 3 South American squad that hasn't lost a game in over a year.
Yep.
Like, it's not easy. Obviously, you don't want to lose 5-1, but it's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, Colombia in one of the best forms in international. I think they're like 25 plus games without losing. So, yeah, going into a Copa America, it's a tough group for the U.S. You have Uruguay in that group. I think Bolivia is in this group.
Bolivia and Panama.
And Panama. No, not Panama, because it'll be 2 CONCACAF.
Yeah. Actually, it's
Uruguay, USA.
It's Uruguay, USA, Bolivia, and I think it is Panama.
Could possibly be Panama.
Yeah, I think it is Panama. Or Panama is in Brazil's group.
Yeah,
it's Panama. It's
Panama.
Bolivia.
So,
Panama,
I mean, obviously Panama, a familiar opponent of the U.S., could be maybe a difficult match for them, but I don't think it will be, just especially with Panama. And they haven't really been preparing. They've been playing in the CONCACAF, or not CONCACAF, sorry. Well, yeah, CONCACAF, World Cup qualifiers. They've been playing against islands. I mean, they've not really had the best preparation. So I think USA will get out of this group for sure.
Yeah, and we obviously had Argentina beat Ecuador 1-0, Spain won 5-0 against Andorra, and 5-1 against Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And then an interesting match, France
Canada
0-0 against Canada, which is honestly a good result for Canada, especially since
CONCACAF doing their thing in these
after being the laughing stock.
Yeah, and especially since Canada is going to be in Argentina's group, you're going to play against a Peru that is not doing well, but Chile is kind of like on and off. So maybe you punch CONMEBOL in the head in the face, and you put yourself in quarterfinals. So it's gonna be interesting to see what this Canadian squad can do.
So for sure, stay tuned in for next week. We'll be making an entire Copa America episode. It's kind of same feel that we did for Euros today. We're gonna be doing that for Copa America if you want to hear more on that. But transitioning into the last segment of the show, guess the footballer.
Yes, sir.
Vicente, I know you love this.
All devices and get ready because last week you guys lost.
We are now 6-2.
Yeah, in a player that was
Jordy.
not bad. Like I said, I've always been honest.
Yeah.
It's a player that you guys know, but it's there. It's there. You guys gotta
quickly.
you gotta see the little things in these players and make a decision.
Okay.
But transition into today's week of guess a footballer. You already know. I'm gonna throw 5 players in. They could have played together in the same club, former club, or national squad.
Yep.
The baller that you guys are looking for has played with Perisic.
Perisic. Okay. Well, I mean,
Croatian star.
Yeah, that could literally be anybody. I'll go first this week. I'll throw somebody in there. Should I throw somebody obvious? Ooh, I'll say It's because I always think of retired players for some reason. But I'll say. I'll say. I don't think you're gonna do this, but I won't play. I'll say Modric.
Modric is not Modric.
Okay.
But, okay. You went for the national team.
I needed to see if you would do something like that.
Okay, so the baller that you guys are looking for have played with Perisic and Gosens.
Okay, yeah, Gosens.
Yeah. So Inter.
Yeah. And he has also played for Atalanta. Remember, they can ask me for the full
Could be like a Barella, I don't know.
Could be. When did Perisic leave Inter? Because he wasn't there for too long.
You guys want a career already?
Nah.
Bayern, Spurs, Inter.
I mean, yeah, just like Inter player.
So someone who's been at Inter for a while, Barella. I mean, he's been there for ever.
I'm okay with that show.
Okay, we're gonna go Barella. Yeah.
You know, it could have been Barella, but it's not. But it's a good guess since you guys already saw that I'm a big fan of Barella.
Yeah.
So that it could have totally been him,
It
but
could have
it's
totally
not.
been Barella.
It's not Barella.
Okay.
But good guess. Good guess. You guys decided to go for Inter and that kind of
Playing it safe right now.
Yeah. So this baller, really good baller, has played with Perisic, Gosens, and Enzo from Chelsea.
Enzo,
from
okay.
Chelsea.
Wow.
Also played for Benfica.
What? So then it's
and
is it Lautaro?
and is a big name.
Is it Lautaro Martinez?
It is not Lautaro Martinez.
Okay.
But I saw the connection there. Argentina there.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Lautaro Martinez, underrated player who has been trashed because of he didn't have the best World Cup, and he hasn't been really good. But he's one of the top goal scorers of Scaloni's era, like after Messi and I think Di Maria, or he's actually above Di Maria.
Wow.
So it's a player that you want to watch for Copa America as well, because he could be making a comeback. We got Perisic,
You got Perisic,
Enzo, and Lucas Moura.
Lucas Moura,
Who's now at Sao Paulo.
So this player, because Perisic was there when Lucas Moura was there. He was. I know that for sure. So this player was at Spurs at the time that those two were there.
Yeah.
Remember, you can ask me for the full.
So Spurs with
I think
because
could it be like a Lo Celso?
Lo Celso, with Argentinian, because it's Perisic, and then who was the second player? Gosens. Okay. Did he play with?
Robin Gosens. I don't know if Gosens.
I just
know who I'm
German.
talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
We can ask for his career. We don't know who the fifth player is though.
Yeah.
I feel like you're.
Lo Celso, that's not a bad shout. Like there's links and stuff.
Yeah, but you don't lose anything by getting the career.
I guess we don't.
We don't, but we don't know. Who
We don't know the fifth player
Yeah.
is. Oh,
The fifth
okay.
player could be.
Maybe like.
You can skip and get the fifth player and ask bio.
No, we won't be doing that.
Let us know in the comments if you already have this player.
In the Spurs. with
Couldn't be Lamela. I don't think so.
nah
Because he's
Romero, but nah, I think
Romero with Gosens though.
yeah,
That's the
nah.
thing. So we might need Gosens' career. So like, I think we could push through here.
Why do I? No, I might be completely wrong about that. For some reason, I thought no. Romero, where was Romero before? Why do I have a feeling that he was at Atalanta? And I might be like ridiculously wrong. Like
You might not be.
no, I don't know why I'm getting that feeling. Damn.
Papu Gomez.
Papu Gomez, bro.
I thought banned from soccer.
Papu Gomez.
Not Papu Gomez. That's way back.
I mean, he's technically not retired, so
He's not
it could
retired.
be him.
Papu Gomez.
But
That's crazy shit. Damn, that's
But then how do you link him with Perisic?
yeah. I mean,
I mean,
that's
if I was you, I'll throw a name out there.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Let's just throw it. I mean, we can always come back to Gosens' career. once we
Yeah.
know the fifth player
Or
is.
skip.
So you,
know,
if
get
you
the
want to
fifth player.
throw,
okay. Well, I'll throw in Romero.
Romero, Cuti Romero.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is Cuti Romero.
Did he play in Atalanta?
Yes.
Ah, dude, my mind, bro, my
Yeah.
mind.
So
I didn't know that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I had
I'll be
Gosens.
honest.
I had Gosens' career up just because I knew that it was going to be most likely him. The fifth player was Tagliafico.
Oh,
So
Tagliafico.
when you guys mentioned Lamela and Lo Celso, I was like, yeah, I have it. I tricked them.
Yeah.
But then you said Cuti Romero and you remember that he played for Atalanta. But yeah,
Yeah,
Gosens' career, you know, Vitesse, some German team that he went on loan. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah.
Then he went to Almelo and then Atalanta, Inter on loan. Then Inter.
How long was he at Atalanta for?
From 2017 to 2022.
Yeah, it was there for a while.
Yeah, 5
And I
years.
didn't know that.
Yeah, 121
wake up.
caps, 25 goals. And he is now in Junior Berlin. But yeah, that does it for Guess the Footballers. You know, Cute Romero, who had an extraordinary assist the other day against Ecuador. I don't know if you guys saw that
I
goal.
mean, I saw the Di Maria scored, no?
Yeah, it was like dude, he did everything that a striker will do. Like, he cut inside the box to the other side and played a fantastic ball through for Di Maria, who just took 2 touches, finished the goal, and made it 1-0 to beat Ecuador in, I think they played in, where did they play?
They played in Chicago, I think.
Yeah, they played in Chicago, and then tomorrow they will play against Washington. I mean, they'll play in Washington against Guatemala.
Yeah.
What am I saying? But yeah, that will be interesting to see. Next week we'll have some Copa America words, and we will obviously be
Talk about Euros.
Yeah, following up Euros. Let us know what kind of content you guys would like to see about the Euros and Copa America. Obviously, like, you know, we'll be Copa America with a lot more depth sitting here in America. We'll have games in Austin, Houston, and Dallas, and we'll be there. But yeah, that does it for us in Hay Arquero, episode 9.
Thank you guys for listening in. Always follow us, Hay Arquero, all the socials, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. And then Jordy, go ahead.
Personal accounts, you know. Jordy Rays 9 on Instagram, Jordy Rays 34. You guys already know. Trying to get rid of the numbers.
Yeah.
I got GLR Broadcasting on all platforms, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.
And it's Vicente.gar.m on Instagram and BGM091102 on Twitter.
So that is going to be doing it for us on Hay Arquero. Thank you guys for watching. That's been it.
See ya.
Peace.